All right, everybody, peace. Welcome to the STBY, the college football show. Wherever or however you're listening, we're so grateful to have you here with us. As guys know, I'm your host, Kashawn Cottle, and we are going to be discussing, or previewing, I'll say, two former Pac-12 teams now in the Big Ten. One of those teams being Oregon, and the other team being USC. We're going to be previewing both of their matchups respectively against Idaho as well as LSU. And we're going to provide our insight on both of those matchups. But before we get started, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, so you guys can stay up to date on all of our latest content that we post daily. None of this is possible without you guys as fans, and we're so grateful and honored for all the love and support that you show us. So, with that being said, guys, let's go and get right into it, shall we? As I was saying, Oregon-Idaho matchup. Listen, on paper, we wouldn't think much of this, and honestly, if this was last year, this would be an out-of-conference matchup. But as we all know, with the major conference realignment shift that occurred in college football this past offseason, it is now providing new matchups, interesting matchups that we thought we'd never see. One of those being this matchup right here, number 3 Oregon going up against Idaho. Listen, Oregon is coming off what I believe was a stellar season last year, making it to the Pac-12 championship game, losing a nail-biter to Washington, and defeating Liberty University, if I'm not mistaken, in the bowl game. And listen, Dan Lanning has completely turned around that Oregon program and has shifted the culture. Listen, in prior seasons, Oregon has been thought of as a team that is finesse, that likes to spread the field, doesn't like contact, isn't very physical, a typical quote-unquote Pac-12 team. But that's not the case anymore these past couple seasons under Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning has turned this team to an extremely physical team, specifically on the defensive line. He has turned Oregon into a team that likes to play inside the numbers on occasions, can play inside the numbers, and doesn't rely on their speed on the outside. So this Oregon team is equipped to play in the Big Ten. And over the course of the season, we'll see just how successful they are in their first season in the Big Ten. But with this matchup against Idaho, listen, if we look up matchup predictor, Oregon has 99% chance to win this game. And the over-under is currently set at 62.5, and the line is actually minus 43.5 for Oregon. So, listen, ESPN doesn't think this game is going to be particularly close between these two schools, and I don't think this game is going to be close either. But it's going to be nice to see the start of a new era in Oregon with them being in the Big Ten. And also, we'll get to see Dillon Gabriel transfer from transfer from Oklahoma in Oregon, and actually is currently the Heisman favorite. So we'll see how he starts off his campaign, and whether he will have a legitimate chance of winning the Heisman. As you guys know, starting next week, we'll start our Heisman watch list that we do weekly. But I do believe that Oregon is primed to be successful in the Big Ten. Just how successful that remains to be seen. But I do believe the physicality that Oregon has going into the Big Ten, based on what they had last year, building off of that, they're in prime position to be successful. And we're going to see that on full display this first game. I do believe this game will be a blowout. Right now, I currently have Oregon winning by a score of 41-14, and this game will be opportunity for Dillon Gabriel to get a feel for the system in a live setting, and it'll be a chance to show off the physicality that Oregon has, specifically on the interior. People are questioning whether the offense can still be successful with the loss of Bo Nix, but I think Dillon Gabriel is just as capable as doing what Bo Nix did last season and then some. So, we're very much looking forward to seeing how Oregon fares in the Big Ten. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Oregon is primed to be successful in the Big Ten? Do you think they're one of the best teams in the Big Ten? Uh, do you think that Dylan Gabriel will be able to mimic and recreate the same success that Bo Nix had in this Dan Lanning offense? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. But guys, this was a quick preview. Not much to talk about, but in our next segment, guys, we're going to be discussing a very interesting matchup between LSU and USC. Be sure to stick around for that, guys. Yeah, you're not going to miss it. We will be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. In case you missed the first segment of our show, we previewed the matchup between Oregon and Idaho, and we discussed why Oregon will have a good transition to the Big Ten. And in this segment, guys, we're going to be discussing a very interesting matchup between LSU and USC. So, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Listen, LSU obviously coming off very successful season for them on the offensive side of the ball, led by Heisman winner Jaden Daniels, who is now currently with the Washington Commanders. And USC is coming off a underwhelming season, to say the least. They had Heisman favorite Caleb Williams. However, they underperformed. They were underwhelming on the offensive side of the ball, and specifically even more underwhelming on the defense side of the ball. And there's a lot of question marks for both of these teams going into this game, both for the same reasons. And you could say these teams are mirror images of each other. Both teams extremely explosive on the offense side of the ball, both losing quarterbacks to the NFL, and both teams are susceptible to the run. However, neither team particularly runs the ball particularly well. Both teams like to air it out. Both teams like to move quickly down the field. And the only difference is that with USC, their head coach in Lincoln Riley is on the hot seat based on his performance, or USC's performance over the past 2 seasons. And with him no longer having Caleb Williams there, we're going to get to see just how good of a coaching job Lincoln Riley can do without a Heisman candidate. Lincoln Riley has done a excellent job of turning all of his quarterbacks into Heisman candidates, from Baker Mayfield to Kyler Murray to Jalen Hurts to Spencer Rattler for a moment, and to Caleb Williams, like I said. So he obviously has an ability to connect and to communicate and to put his quarterbacks in positions to be successful. Will he be able to do it again this season? And will USC be able to answer the questions that they had about their defense. They struggled against the run, and quite frankly, they struggled against the pass as well. The defense was not good at all. And LSU is another team that struggles against the run and really struggles against the pass as well, but specifically they struggle against the run. And will they be able to turn those things around is the question. Both teams are going to be relying on their offense, not just in this game, but also, I believe, over the course of the season. However, due to the physicality that LSU was able to impose, I do believe LSU has the advantage there. However, will LSU be able to get a stop? Will they be able to get at least one or two stops against this USC program? So, which team is going to be? I believe it's going to be a high-scoring game, and the ability to stop the interior run game is going to be key, vital for both of these teams. And if you're LSU, you should look to pressure. You should look to blitz from the inside, bring the interior blitz, because LSU is a team that likes to run a lot of man. Based on what I've seen, I don't believe that the pieces on the outside from USC are going to pose a big enough threat for you to have to worry about the deep ball. So I'll pressure from the inside if I'm LSU, because I don't believe that USC will be able to handle that pressure. I don't believe they'll be able to pick up those blitzes, and I believe that's what LSU is going to do during this game. And if we look at the spread, listen, LSU currently has a 54.8% chance of winning this game, and the over-under is currently set at 64.5, and the line currently has LSU at -4. So, listen, ESPN is kind of on par with what I believe as well. This game to be a close game, high-scoring game, and it's going to come down to one stop or two stops at the most. And score for this game, I have LSU winning this game by a score of 34-28. I do believe it will be a high-scoring game, and that's due to the fact that neither team is going to be particularly good on the defense side of the ball, just as they were last year. However, I do believe that LSU's offense is just a bit more explosive, and USC's defense is a bit more susceptible to the deep ball. I do believe that USC is going to give up a couple of deep throws of 30, 40 plus yards. That's going to lead to easy scoring opportunities for LSU. And that's going to be a difference maker going into this week 1 matchup. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys think this will be a close game? Do you think it will be a blowout? Do you think either team will be able to impose their will on the defense at the end of the ball? Or will it just be a shootout? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I am looking forward to hearing all about it. With that being said, guys, that's it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful show. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, to stay up to date on all Relays content. And none of this is possible without you guys, the fans. So we're just so grateful and honored for all the love and support that you guys continue to show us. So that being said, guys, we'll be back again same time tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, continue to stay safe, be vigilant, make smart decisions, and peace.